Knitworthy podcast, sharing our love of the fiber arts from the heart of the Ozarks.
With your hosts, Mama Linda and Brianne. Hello, and welcome to episode 20 of the Knitworthy podcast. My name is Brianne, also known as BeingBrianne, and this is my gorgeous mother.
Hi, I'm Stoneybrooke, also known as Linda.
That's her name. You were right.
It is, but I should have said my name first.
That's okay.
Those of you who know the podcast know. For some reason, I can't get the intro.
That's all right. No big deal. Well, today is Friday, November 20th, 2014, and we're so glad that you're here today. If this is your first time watching us, we want to say thank you for finding us and for joining us today. And if you've been here many times before, welcome back. As you can see, we're kind of podcasting from a different space today. Mom, where are we?
We are in the living room. Mm-hmm. So we have a lot of exciting updates.
We do.
That would have been on our prior posted podcast, but that one never got up.
No, that one accidentally got deleted, so sorry about that.
Well, it was a test. Didn't go so well.
No, sometimes you fail a test and you learn something and then you move on, and that's what we did.
What we did. Mm-hmm. So in that test, we were podcasting and got the phone call that we have an accepted offer on our house.
Yay!
Can you believe it, finally? But they also want to move in like December 13th. Which will be a very quick packing job of a lot of people.
Yes.
So that was very exciting. That's news number one. And so I don't know how faithfully we'll be able to record, but we will do our best to keep recording as we are getting ready, but you'll see our house more and more disassembled.
Yes.
And we do not know where we're podcasting from after this. We are actually, well, we do know where exactly. We're switching houses, if you can believe it, and we're going to be selling the buyer's house for them, moving into their house.
We do such a good job that they want us to sell their house for them. So we're awesome at this.
Yeah, it's not our favorite thing, but you know what? Whatever it took to get the house sold is what we said we would do, and apparently that's what it takes.
That's it.
So we'll be in the next place for however long it takes us to sell, or about a year, and then we'll go from there, decide what we're doing. So, it'll be you get to live the surprise along with us as far as where we decide to podcast there. And
yes.
That was one of the things about using the Amanda's Color Me Yarns concept of sitting on the floor.
Or was it We Are Yarn?
Oh, no. It is We Are Yarn, isn't it? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We Are Yarn. Mandy Cat. Mm-hmm. And she does it from the floor of her craft room. Mm-hmm. So we are following suit and figuring I'll have my couch with me. So, hey, that'll be the common denominator.
Absolutely.
And so, anyway, that's kind of what's up in the Knitworthy podcast home. And so
that's right.
It'll be a fun whatever we do, and I'm hoping we still find time to do some yarny stuff because we find it relaxing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. We're just going to have to, everybody be flexible right now as we figure out what we're doing.
Yeah. The other thing is that we've had, some computer issues, which we've had from time to time, and where things don't always cooperate. So even though we've done regular podcasting, it doesn't always come out as regular to you, depending on what issue we may be having. So that's okay.
That's true. But we're going to go with the flow, and we're going to be thankful for everything.
Yes, we are.
Whether a podcast goes out or not, we're going to be thankful we are able to do this as often as we can.
And that's really the theme of the group.
Yes.
Our personal theme and a lot of people's themes during this season.
Yes.
We're coming up on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving celebrated in the U.S. happens next week, right?
Yes, next week.
So not ready. But it will be here whether I'm ready or not.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we decided to have a thankfulness theme.
Yes.
And that's what our contest will be. Are we talking about that at the end?
We are talking about that at the end, yes. So, Mom, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing finished objects. I don't know how many of you remember, but I'm going to say it anyway, even if you do. This is the yarn that I got when I was at Whirlwind Ranch with Liz Mitchko. This is alpaca fiber. and I am wearing my fingerless mitts. They're actually a pattern called color block. I'll talk about it later, although I did not do color blocking because I learned my lesson from last time. Variegated yarn doesn't need anything. And this is the night sky hat, which I will also be talking about. I love it.
Yay.
This is my first time wearing it right here on the podcast.
Oh my, I feel so honored. Do you feel honored? You should.
I think they do.
Yes. I am also wearing a finished object. This is my Pagona.
I can't believe you finished that.
It's done. It's done, baby.
What was the length of time we had on that?
I'm going to say about 6 weeks, I believe. Maybe
That's
longer.
good.
I could be wrong.
That's good.
Could be wrong. It happens all the time. So, don't be surprised. So let's talk about our gooseberries. That's our tasty weekly chit chat. Let's see. I'll go first if you don't mind.
Go for it.
We had our first snow of the season over the weekend, and it was really just a dusting of snow. It wasn't anything like they had forecasted. Definitely nothing like, Buffalo, New York is getting right now, where it's like 72 inches in the span of like a day.
We have family there, and what were they saying? It's like 6 or 7 feet of snow.
Yes.
Things are closed, obviously.
Oh my
It's not
gosh.
exactly safe.
They can't go to work. They can't leave their houses. It's just really kind of crazy. But
You know what makes it worse?
what?
Neither of them knit.
That is just sad.
Who wants to be indoors if you can't knit?
No,
Stuck indoors.
I know. We've been texting with them, and they're going stir crazy, and I don't blame them.
Yeah,
and
me
so,
either.
I just think they really should be knitters.
They should.
Yeah. What about you? What's your gooseberry for the week?
Let's look. There's always lots of gooseberries. It's just choosing one. And I thought, since I'm packing, I haven't actually packed my first box yet. That's got to happen this afternoon. But I have something I will be packing up and won't be seen for at least a year, so I thought I'd do it today. This is how I contain my spindle collection.
Beautiful.
Okay. It's just a gorgeous glass vase that I got at Target, I think. And then I collected these mother of pearl buttons that are vintage.
And where did you collect them from?
Actually different eBay sales. Before these buttons were quite popular, you could get them by the pound.
Wow.
Just random ones. They still have little bits of yarn left. I'm going to say, okay, they're not all mother of pearl. Wait, where is it? There we go. Okay, this is just a beautiful plastic one. Okay, Brianne, can I have your hand behind that light? There we go. Okay, plastic. This one is mother
Give me
of
5.
pearl.
There you go.
Okay, and I don't know if you can see. Oh, let's try this on the back. It's a darker. You can see the darker part of it, and it's iridescent. The mother of pearl just creates a lovely button. Here you can see when they get closer to the outside of the shell, they turn more brown. I love these things. I use them all the time. I just come and fish through here and grab the ones I love, and I have them out all the time because I think they're beautiful. Someone went to all the trouble to cut the buttons off of everything they wore. Can you imagine? Now they do still make them new. You can buy them new on eBay also, and I think there's Etsy vendors that have them, but I don't know if you can buy them in 5 and 10 pound things like I used to.
Goodness, yeah.
But I have lots of really fun spindles, mostly support because that's what I've done. I kind of got into that more. Look at this beautiful acorn tip. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell you who makes any of these.
That's okay.
Because most people
made
keep
them.
track of that, but this one I know was made by a gentleman who is no longer with us. But isn't that a gorgeous acorn tip there? So much fun, and this one's super lightweight, so you're not going to do a very chunky yarn on it. It's going to make a really thin yarn. Here's another one with a short. This one's got a little plastic tubing on the end so the tip doesn't get ruined. Can you tell I love the acorn shape?
Yes, I can.
And I do have wooden spindle bowls. I have 2 of them. Here's one. But honestly, I probably have the best results with using, I have like just a carnival glass bowl that's cut glass, not on the inside, solid on the inside. And I probably the best results for that, it nestles in my lap nicely. This is a Russian support spindle, I think. All I know is one of them was from Gripping Yarn. Could be this one. She has one, they have some combination ones that she does. And this one, They're all different weights and different woods, but they're lovely. They feel so nice in your hands. I do have some Turkish spindles. I think I have one, maybe it's Jenkins. I don't know if I was using this for spinning. I had the core that I was spinning on the spindle so that it could release the extra twist while I was spinning. That way you get a yarn that is has less over twisting to it. I don't know if you can see the cut work there in those. Isn't that beautiful? Here. There. Look at that. And for those of you who may not have seen a Turkish spindle, when you're done, as you spin, like say this was the yarn I was spinning, you wind it onto the cross arms. And when you're done, you take out the middle and you find the side that slides. There's a cross mark, a cross hatch here of these wood pieces that fit inside one another. You pull out the loose one, pull out the other one, and you don't have to do anything else. You've got a beautiful, well, this was only a partial ball, obviously, because I was using it for plying, but you've got a beautiful ball of yarn that has to have nothing done with it.
Oh, neat.
Otherwise, these cops that are built onto a spindle like this would be wound off onto something else or made into a ball by hand. But this one is ready to go as is, and you can use them as plying balls or use them straight as a single ply there.
Awesome.
And these store, obviously, very small.
That's a really pretty one.
Isn't it beautiful? And so this slides into there, and then the large part of the stick goes from the bottom so that it just snugs up against the tight part there, and then you're ready to spin again. And I suppose you could do a version of a supported spindle here if you wanted to, but these spin very beautifully as a drop spindle also. Also, just a great tool. This is a really small one, but it's a great tool to have if you're winding up yarn and you don't have a Nosta penny. You can just wind your yarn onto this. So if you want to convince your loved one that you need another tool, that this one would do both. You could spin on it and wind your yarn.
Well, there you go.
This is the one, and it's not signed, and so I'm not going to say for sure who it is, but it's someone with a name. Someone out there will recognize this one. It's a drop spindle. Has the little shepherd's hook on the top, and it does have a notch here. So you start it. I've got a leader on this one. A lot of people don't even use a leader, but I do. And so you would bring your yarn up your leader like this and around your hook, okay? And then you're going to just give it you can just twist it with your fingers, or you can rub it along your thigh. It actually doesn't bobble like that when you're in the right position to do it. And it is nicely weighted, and you can just spin from there. I'm not going to be able to show you that I really know how to do this. I do, actually. But it'll spin for a long time, and you just, as the twist works its way up the leader, then you add on your fiber and spin your yarn out. And then it gets wound around the bottom. This one has a rubber gasket here. That's just a marker that keeps my yarn in that position as I'm building my cop. It doesn't want to slide down. So that's a fun thing. And then one random tool. This is a call out to anybody out there who might know. It was brought to me by somebody who thought it was a spindle. I suppose it could be. Do you see how it's got a hole here? It almost looks like a weight. If it was spinning, it would be ginormous yarn, wouldn't it?
I mean, that'd be like bulky, chunky weight.
I mean, she got it at a flea market, and so we have no idea. It could be something not even related to spinning. I don't know, but it's heavy. Feel.
It is.
Yeah.
Compared to the others.
It is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Could it be a weight for a level? Like, you know, when you take a string and you attach it and then you let this hang down, and then that helps you find the center of gravity for, like, if you're doing wallpaper in the old days when they used to do wallpaper, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We had things like that to make sure you would start with a straight line, a straight vertical line. That's vertical, right?
Vertical.
Yeah. So anyway, these are just fun things I've collected. They all live in my beautiful vase, and I can see it in my bedroom. Why is everything in my bedroom?
Are you actually looking for an answer, or can I just like go squirrel?
I got out, I hadn't worn my wool jacket in a long time. And it was cold, and I decided to wear my wool jacket.
Yeah.
A lot of times we'll wear an alpaca sweater because they're awfully warm.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my wool jacket, and I thought, oh, I look great. This wool jacket is all me. And it's one I've had for years, but it's in the back of my closet where I store my fiber.
Yeah.
And when I got in the car, I looked down, and I could have made lots of knitwear from what was collected on that jacket.
Oh, no.
Hubby wasn't as thrilled about the look, so I had to go
Really?
back in and get a lint brush. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's so much hair around here between animals and fiber.
Yeah. That's true.
Now, there may be one more thing that we forgot to introduce. We are dog sitting. This little white lump up here, Lucy! Lucy! She's a little Maltese.
Surprise! Not yarn. It's a dog.
She decided that was the perfect place for her to hang out. So
Yes.
that's what we've got going on today.
There you go.
Dog sitting. So there's 3 dogs in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yes. My children are thrilled. They love it. They think that this is the best, 2 weeks ever.
Yeah. Anytime you add animals to the mix, super fun. But with packing, we'll find out if that was a good idea.
We'll let you know. So, Mom. Oh,
Shh, quiet.
surprise.
She heard a noise. There's a noise.
I think it was just Sophie walking around.
Probably.
So would you like to start first on what you're knitting, or would you
go
like for
for
me
it.
to go first?
You
Okay.
go for it.
Well, let's see, things that I'm knitting on this week. I'm kind of knitting off camera here. I am knitting on my power socks with yarn made by Turtle Jen. Her name is Jen.
Not turtle.
She said you can call her Turtle if you want to. She'll answer to it. But her name really is Jen, so we were right. Yes. I love it when we're right. This is the second sock, and you can see, actually, when we podcasted, the one that we were able to upload, I was down here, and now here I have put in my waste yarn for my Afterthought heel.
And we love this yarn, don't we?
We do. And I just love how it's not like solid colors, which I think is so neat. It's really a lot of fun to knit with. And I'm enjoying it. So that's the first thing that I'm knitting on. Yay. And I don't remember if I showed these, but I also have another pair of socks started. These are the Ms. Wick socks. And there's a little eyelet area here, and then there's cables. There you go, that's better. You can see that. Sorry for my stitch marker. The stitches are so tiny since I'm working on size 0 needles that I actually have, I can't do like a cabling without a cable needle. And so
Just too much to lose.
It is. So I've been actually taking my stitch marker and using that as a cable needle.
Well, what a great idea.
And since I always have it attached onto my project, I don't have to worry about losing it. But yeah, it is a very lightweight yarn. This is Freshwater Pearls yarn. Oh, my bag. It's in my lap. Here we go. Freshwater Pearls yarn. Cloudy Day at the Great Lakes. She is, I believe, on a little hiatus for dyeing because she just had a baby a little while ago. And so I don't know that she has anything currently in her store. But anyways, that's a really fun knit. And these are the socks that Mom gifted to me, the pattern, in 2011.
I don't remember these things.
And now I'm just starting to knit the socks. So
obviously I had terribly hurt feelings over the whole thing.
I can tell, and you've been holding it against me.
Sorry.
That's okay. And then the other thing that I started is a project for Christmas. It's for my future sister-in-law, Danielle. And this is the Quaker Ridge shawl. Is that right? Quaker yarn stretcher. I was so close. Quaker Ridge shawl.
3 times fast.
Or the
Come on
Quaker
now.
yarn stretcher. Whichever one you want, that's what it is. And this pattern is by Stitch Nerd Designs. And so here it is. I've had several people who have said that they knitted this pattern and loved it.
It's in my queue too.
Is it in your queue? Basically, it's like a boomerang shape shawl, and you have these pearl ridges here. So like here, there's one pearl ridge and then a set of 3 pearl ridges. And I'm still at the point where I really have to count my stitches or not count my stitches, but count my rows.
Oh, really?
And keep track of that. So I have a little row counter on my needle. So I am using a size 9 US for this, and that's not the right thing. And this is the Jojo Land Tonic that I was going to make a sweater for Ailish out of. But number one, she took one skein because she wanted to learn to knit with it. And then with, I know that Danielle really loves pink. So I thought,
yeah, that's a great idea.
That I would use this yarn for that. So,
great idea.
So those are the things that I've been knitting on this week. What have you been knitting on, Mom?
Well, let's see. I'm crocheting. Let's start with that.
Okay.
Just made one little center while I was here. This is the Circle in a Square or Flowers in the Snow pattern. Flowers in the Snow had to do with the original one was knit with a white background. It's right back here. I decided to put it out here so I wouldn't have to try and figure out how to show y'all. But I've got 7 squares going each direction. So it's a perfect square right now.
Okay.
So rows of 7 and columns of 7, and so I'm doubling it. I'm going to keep with the 7 squares long right now, wide. It's enough to cover my lap and have a little bit to spare, but once I'm done adding the 7 widths, there's 14 rows, then I'll see if I want to make it wider or not. That's the plan, at least. It's done in this. I want to show you. This was the yarn I got on Amazon. Woolly's yarn was on sale. It is an alpaca. It's a wool.
Everything for her is alpaca.
It's not. It's a wool and acrylic blend. It's made by Lion Brand. I don't know if it's available elsewhere. I'm guessing Lion Brand's all over. Who knows? This is avocado green. I know most people don't like it, but it does make a nice little accent for... I'm using a lot of scraps. And mostly scraps I'm starting with, but I'm realizing it's not going to be able to be as big as I like. And while this yarn was on sale for $2.99 a skein, $2 a skein,
yeah,
I decided to pick up some more. This is really pretty. It's called the Natural Heather. I love heathery things.
So much that she named one of her children Heather.
I did, didn't I? Yeah. So I have that one. And that's if you decide to buy online, you have an idea of what the colors kind of look like. This is one called Cranberry. It's a little bit more, it's a little more red than it is purple, I would say. But I love it. You can see a lot of it in there. And this is the Oxford Gray.
That's a nice gray.
Yes, I think it's lovely. And I like working with it. Now, I would say it's not the most tightly twisted yarn. So you're going to want to fiddle with what needles are going to be the easiest to work with if you want pointy or not as pointy. But I'm enjoying it, and I actually have a couple other projects I'm making out of it because it is one that can be washed in the washing machine.
That is helpful.
And even if you wouldn't prefer to wash it in the washing machine, if you're giving it away, someone can accidentally felt it. So that was the plan, and using it for Christmas gifty kinds of things.
Yeah.
So anyway, they come in a lot of colors, but I know that people have other things. It's just that I don't have these utilitarian wools close to me, and so, or wool blends, I should say. So I thought this might be an avenue that someone might want to explore if they don't have a local yarn shop where they can get some Cascade 220 or whatever else is their favorite.
And we don't have a local yarn store to us. I I'm trying to think of where the closest one is.
Well, we have a store that has a little section of yarn, which is Cecilia's Samplers, if you're in the Branson area and you enjoy any kind of needlework. She is mostly a needlework shop. She does have some knitting yarns. She carries a lot of the Plymouth, which I think did actually get posted last time, right?
Oh, really?
I think it was in that podcast.
Okay.
If not, I missed it.
Okay.
But I had got some birthday yarn for my sister-in-law, and it was a Plymouth yarn. And they have a nice assortment of yarns. But if you're wanting to do color work or something that isn't, like you don't necessarily want a boucle or something that's $1 million.
Right.
Those are the kinds of yarns that are harder to find here
Right.
if you don't want to go the acrylic route.
So we do a lot of our yarn shopping online.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just enjoy visiting other LYSs when we're at other places.
Very fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
What else have you been working on?
Oh, yeah, I do have more, don't I?
Do you have any other works in progress, or is that the main one?
No, I was trying to get my head together here.
Okay.
So there may be a reason why I'm feeling a little spacey today. A little stressful, the moving thing. And I was, been having trouble the last few nights really getting to sleep because my mind's thinking about all the things I need to do. And so John's brother gave him an over-the-counter thing that you can get, which helps people go to sleep. They say we use it because now they're getting older, and sometimes as you get older, it's harder to sleep. Hard to imagine when you're a busy young mom that you ever...
I've had my own issues with insomnia, but that's
that's
a whole different thing.
Yeah. But anyway, so I just took this little, I guess it would be equivalent to a no-dose, but it's some generic thing. And about 10 o'clock this morning, my husband comes in. He's trying to see if I'm alive. Hello? Hello?
He's holding a mirror up to her mouth,
Such a good snooze I was having, and I think it would have been equivalent to a hibernation was how deep I was sleeping.
Wow.
The bears and I were in sync.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit like, what?
I liked it. I was there when Dad was trying to get her to wake up, and you were laying there with your eyes closed, and he goes, honey, we really need to get moving. And you go, I am. And you're like laying there just completely still. I am.
Droll.
It was a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we could share it with you.
Yeah. So anyways, that's why I'm a little bit lethargic this morning, even after caffeine. This is in the lovely Fat Squirrel Fiber spa bag. Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
She's a beautiful artist, and, we love her. And we love our chicken soup bags. Lots of people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can you get enough bags? As every time I get one, I go, now that's it. That's all I need.
Seriously, I'm cutting myself off.
Yeah. All right, so the other thing I'm working on is a secret present. And of course, the colors are going to come off funky. If you can believe it, this red is the same red you're seeing here. The cranberry.
It looks like purplish almost.
And that's
Magenta.
the Oxford gray, which you see here. These two colors, and they look purpley or something. What I did, I wanted to make I have not done a lot in the way of color work. I've done maybe one thing. My fancy necky, which I think got shown last time. Or was that, oh no, that was the throwaway episode. May have to repeat that one because it was so lovely.
It was beautiful.
It had a lot to do with finding the right hat for yourself. Okay, so you can see, isn't that lovely?
That's so beautiful.
And so I had been looking, of course, because I have to look at everything.
All 200 pages of cowls.
I looked at everything that said Colorwork.
Oh my gosh.
Which is even bigger. And so, let me look. Forever. It's called the Rose Red Hat. And a hat, you say, that doesn't look like a hat. What I did was I decided that was the
I like it when you talk for them.
I know. They said, so the hat, wouldn't that be an adorable hat?
So cute.
Seriously.
Totally.
I may have to make it as a hat afterwards. But I decided, okay, well, this is the pattern I like the best. Why don't I make the hat pattern, but I'll do double the amount of stitches.
Oh.
So it's like making two colorwork hats at the same time.
Yeah.
And I will learn how to do, you're going to be very impressed. What is this fancy thing called? Give me a name, I need help.
Oh, a Latvian braid.
A Latvian braid, right?
You're amazing.
Look how fancy.
You did it.
Now, I will try and remember to, Brianne.
Yes.
I will try and remember to link to the tutorial I used for Latvian braid.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about you. I don't want to watch a long video for a small technique. I just want a few pictures and the general idea. If I can't get it from that, then I'll go to the YouTube video. And so I'm going to link to a picture tutorial. It is really, I thought it would be a big fat deal. It's not a big fat deal. And look how charming.
Beautiful.
And so the idea, I wanted to give, instead of just fading off into the hat started, fading off into the sunset. Instead of fading off into 1 by 1 rib, which is what the hat called for, I decided to do the Latvian braid because I had seen somebody in their finished objects had done that, and it looked so gorgeous. And then when I had done that, I decided, oh, I don't know if I want to go straight into the gray. So I did a band of red and then started the pattern. So if you want to copy, feel free. It is the rose red hat. I have no idea what her name is, but she's a lovely person, I'm sure. And I am probably about 10 rows from finishing the hat before she starts the decreases. And that would be too narrow for me. So I'm going to do one more repeat tall. So it'll be a nice thick cowl. I do not know, it's on 40-inch needles. And you can kind of see it's very loosely hung on there. I'm hoping that maybe it can be doubled.
That would be good.
Once it is. Should I throw stitches off of here? I'm guessing not.
No, don't do that.
So that is what I'm doing. It is a bit tedious, I have to say. I love it a lot more than I love my finished object I'll be showing you as far as a technique.
Okay.
I'm actually doing several different methods at the same time. I have one method where I'm holding both colored yarns in one over this finger, and I'm just picking the color I want because it's only 2 colors. And I'm using the, what do they call, like the scoop method for the knit. And the purl is a Norwegian purl, which keeps the yarn still at the back of your work. So you don't ever have to move your yarns front and back, which I love. And I'm just scooping off of this finger. And so that went well. And then I also did one where you're continental and throwing. I was continental with the knit that I was throwing. I did red in this hand and I did gray in this hand. So I was using both techniques to give my hands a break. I did find that this hand in particular, when I was doing this method where I was doing it all over one hand, this hand got a bit crampy. So I'm now every time at the end of a row I do hand exercises and stuff. But I love it.
And 1, and 2, and 3.
Kind of basically going opposite. Because now you made me, I'm going to have to say it now. What do I do? You say. Did you hear that?
I did. My goodness, you guys are vocal today.
Well, I have been to physical therapy for some different issues, but she did tell me, because I have a tendency to, hunch and do things like that, that you're wanting to have your body take breaks where it's doing the opposite of what you're doing the most. So when I was holding the yarn a lot with this hand, this part of my hand, even though I was making a conscious effort not to squeeze, it just gets tired from being in this position. So we were doing a lot of just encouraging the fingers to stretch backwards. Okay, you can do it up against a wall if you like, or you can just do it to yourself. Okay, and that's what you're trying to do, is just ease those muscles and then do a lot of these kinds of things, which I'm sure you all know how to do. There's probably a class somewhere you could take on it. I'm sure. Pay $50 or do this. I am not a doctor. In no way am I trying to diagnose or treat anything that is wrong with you. If you have severe pain, numbness, blindness, seizures, anything like that, go to the doctor.
Yeah, don't consult her.
Don't take medicine before you do this. It's a totally medicine-free thing.
Yeah.
Whatever, can I add to this disclaimer? Do not poke yourself in the eye with a needle.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Anyway, my
It's
fancy
all right,
tidbit.
Lucy.
So, Colorwork, that's what I've been in.
There you go. Finished objects.
Did you finish anything?
I did. Well, I finished my pagoda.
Yay, love your pagoda.
Yeah, why don't you go first, because I'm going to help Evan with his belt.
All right, finished objects. First, let's try this one. Let me get to the right place. This is the fleur bandeau. Of course, because I'm looking for headwear. I finished this knitted pattern, which I think is lovely. This is hand spun of mine, 2 different colors. And this is a vintage button that my daughter Heather got for me. Has a rhinestone in it. I think it's just some sort of a plastic button, but it was a vintage one from I think it was the 40s. I love it. I want to show you how cute. What inspired me first to do this pattern, you say? Boy, they're interactive today.
Wow, they really are, you guys. I love it.
It's fun when they get involved. But I saw this woman. Let's see, can they see?
Yes.
Look how adorable she looks. She looks so peaceful and youthful. Uh-oh, did I lose it completely? Oh no! Oh, stink.
There, right at the bottom right.
I've done this before.
She's an expert.
Okay, can we try and get, look at how peaceful she looks. She's knitting. You can't tell, but she's knitting and she feels so at ease. She lost 20 pounds knitting.
She's adorable.
How fantastic she is.
Yeah.
So I saw her and I thought, she's wearing a big old ginormous flower and she's not, I mean, she's probably 25 and I'm 25 times something. So I did try it on. I tried it on without the flower, and then I added the flower and decided to keep it just because I thought there will be some days I want to wear a flower. I'm going to make it again and don't do the flower. I think you could use a variegated maybe even. What do you think? Could you use a variegated if you were just doing it like this?
I think so. Yeah.
So I love it. The Fleur Bandeau.
There you go.
I highly recommend it. And the project that brought me to my knees.
Oh,
I probably have knit this one about 100 times. This is a gingham cowl. First of all, it is my very first time doing double knitting. I have never done double knitting before. Double knitting means you have knitted fabric inside, knitted fabric outside. You could just knit 2 cowls and sandwich them together, but no. Double knitting is where you're creating the fabric all at the same time on your needles. And so you have twice as many stitches on your needles as what this actual width represents. It starts with a 3 needle cast on, which I've never done before. Have you?
I have.
A 3 needle cast on?
Yeah, because I've done double knitting before.
Am I saying a 3 needle cast on? I'm not saying the right thing, am I?
I don't know.
I think it's an I-cord cast on.
Oh.
I only used 2 needles, so why would it be a 3 needle? I'm like twirling one. So anyway, I thought, how easy, it's just blocks, this can't be hard. And I did the first row probably like 3 times, trying to get the front to mirror the back. And that's what you're doing basically when you're white in front, you're black in back. But because all of those stitches are on your needles, so like a front stitch, then a back stitch, a front stitch and a back stitch, it is terribly confusing to me. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Not just to you.
Really, was it confusing to you too?
Yes.
Because like the Colorwork cowl, there's like, I had to follow a chart for that. What? And I'm like doing this stuff and it's not, and I can see if I'm wrong, whatever. This one was like, it might as well have been Greek.
No.
So this one perhaps may have been crocheted more than it was knitted. The reason being because I had to undo stitches and I didn't want to undo the whole thing, so I would drop a stitch down, like say if I go, oh man, that was supposed to be black, then I would have to undo it and then crochet it back up. So I think it's lovely. It's terribly squishy, so worth the effort in the sense of this is going to be a snuggly and wonderful project. This was also done in the Lion brand woolies, not the ginormous one, not the thick and quick or whatever it's called. It's just their standard worsted weight. But it is awfully cozy. What I did, in a gingham, typically you will do staggered stitches. So this row would be white, black, the next row would be black, white. But once I had to redo the first row about 12 times, I decided it's going to be a modern interpretation of gingham. What if you guys like it better? I mean, really.
Hello.
It's very trendy looking, I think.
It is.
And it's going to a very trendy person who I think will appreciate it. So anyway, that's it. It is not my best effort. I see things like that. I could probably like there's something happening there. But you know what? The person who's getting this will love it, and she will not be critical. It is not perfect. Don't look. If you want perfection, don't look at this. But I was proud of myself for finishing it. I stuck with it.
You really overcame, I'm not going to say adversity because it wasn't really adversity, but you really overcame some issues that you were having, and I'm so proud of you for doing it. That was really awesome.
I was proud of myself too. You know, I really felt like this was an accomplishment. So I will be happy to give it to her, and she will be thrilled to get it. And it's cozy. Hi, hon.
Wonderful.
I think that's all I have for finished stuff.
Okay.
Let me just double check really quick. Go back to where I was. Oh, then my night sky hat. Okay, love my hat. Feels very comfy. I don't know if you can really tell. It starts with a wide garter band. Then it goes into stockinette, and then there's a little interest. I'm going to try and get close. Brianne, is it showing?
Yes.
These ribs that you have that have an eyelet framed by pearls that go like this. Now, because it's a variegated yarn, it doesn't show as well. It was knit initially in the pattern in a beautiful gray, which did show. But the fit of the hat is what I'm loving.
Yeah.
It is not tight at all. It's soft around my ears. It covers my ears nicely. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing, it's not a kind of hat that I feel like I'd have to take off inside. I would just wear it all day as a fashion accessory.
There you go.
And of course, my matching Colorwork gloves.
We're having issues with words today.
Words. Yeah, this is the Color Block hand warmers, I think she calls them, by Pearl Soho. I know her name for some reason. But these also, this is the one, and I'm not sure if the episode got up or not, where I think it might have been the episode that had to go bye-bye. When I knitted them, one is looser and one is tighter. And I think you can tell this is the looser one, and this is the tighter one. The reason being because I got about to, like in here, and I looked at that and I go, I'm just not as crazy about the loose knit fabric. So I kept this one with the smaller needle size. Now, not terribly noticeable. I mean, it's not like the end of the world kind of noticeable. But you can see how the on this one, the looser one though, I actually get a bit of striping happening.
You do.
That tells you that's just one needle size difference. Makes a huge difference in how they turn out. So bigger bands, smaller bands. So you know what? I don't even care. I love them. But if you do stuff like this with the I just like the fabric of the tighter one better. But this one is so loose, it actually feels like you hardly have anything on. And so if you really don't like having the feeling of something hugging your wrist or your hands, then go for the looser one. But I love it. I think this is definitely the kind of thing that I would wear around the house to keep the chill off.
Awesome.
I think that is it.
That is it.
And you finished Pagona.
I finished my Pagona. Can I hand Lucy to you?
Come on, Lucy.
Go be Mama's friend. So this is my finished Pagona, and I'm going to hold it up for you so you can kind of see.
Boy, you really wailed on that thing.
Wailed.
Good job. Because I think the last time I saw it, you were just a little past half, weren't you?
Yeah. Here's the other triangular areas.
And I couldn't tell this morning, are you wearing it with the back in the front part? So you're wearing it reversed?
Reversed. And I finished it, and I blocked it, and I'm looking at it blocking, and I'm going, you know what this looks like?
What?
Can you tell me what that looks like? Okay.
A cowl, a scarf.
To me, this looks like the bat signal. Do you see it now?
Batman!
Yeah,
it is like a bat signal.
Doesn't it? It looked like the bat signal on my bed.
Same bat time.
Same bat channel. So,
oh, how funny.
I love it though. And I think it's a lot of fun. And I just, you know, the fact that it looks like the bat signal doesn't bother me one bit. It really
That's
doesn't.
great.
I think it's just fun. I'm going to wear it this way now. And so that was what I finished. I'm really happy. I need to do some Christmas knitting. I'm really...
We'll see what we have time for. Like a Christmas coaster or something? Is that what you're thinking?
Pretty much. That's going to be it. Here's your Christmas ball of yarn that I plan on knitting into something for you. Like, I don't know. Maybe like, I'm thinking maybe I might do like an ornament for the teacher's the kids' teachers, not the teacher's kids. I don't care about their kids. It's the teacher that I'm, anyways. Yeah. I shouldn't say that. That was mean.
Well, you should think about doing, and I think I said the wrong name.
What?
On another podcast, I think I said it was Susan Claudino, but I decided it was No Knit Sherlock who did the cute little gnomey patterns.
Oh, okay.
And they are so much fun.
Yeah.
Cute little gnomes to hang on your tree. You know the ones I'm doing?
Yeah.
Which I need to do more.
I was also thinking of doing the Bluebird of Happiness.
Oh, that's a fun one.
So, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm like, you know, there's only so much time, you know, between taking care of Pipa and kids and stuff around the house and packing and everything. So,
well, the nice thing about the Bluebird of Happiness would be that she could use it through the spring and everything.
Yeah. I mean, so long as I don't do it in embroider Merry Christmas on it.
Right. Now, Molly from Homespun House does hers out of sock weight yarn, so it's really small. But it's written for worsted. Yeah. So the ones I make are about like that, but hers are more like that. So depending on what size you want to do.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. Mom, were you able to do any spinning this week?
Nope. No spinning.
No spinning?
No nothing. Just carting it around in my car when people were looking at the house. And then in the house, in the corner, mocking me, saying, spin me.
That is so sad.
But I don't think there'll be any more spinning until we get settled in our new place. So.
Yeah. What about processing your fiber?
Nope.
Nope. You're done with that now?
I think that's it. We're now going to be all about the packing.
We're focused people. Eye on the ball. That's right. Mom, are you kidding me?
So many are you kidding me? Yes, well, this was the huge one. Where I knit and unknit. And it's like so ridiculous. And you have to have your mind about you when you're doing this kind of thing.
Totally.
So what I did want to say, though, was when I got to doing this, it was such a relief. But then I got all confused because I texted you even, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Because then I'm like, well, wait a minute. When I messed up on the Whispering Pine shawl, I messed up because I was reading right to left all the time, just the way you knit, you know, from right to left. And I was supposed to be, because that one was a triangular shawl, I was supposed to be going back right, left, then left, right. And then I got all confused. So there may be maybe a couple rows where I went the other way. So apparently I can't learn that lesson.
Oh,
but that was it. 2, are you kidding me? It's mostly having to do with chart reading. But you know what? I keep thinking if I bust through it and just say, I'm going to keep doing some sort of chart reading, whether it's lace or color work, intarsia or Fair Isle, whatever, I'm going to get to the point where it doesn't stymie me like it does at the beginning here, because I'm just going to build those skills.
Sure. Absolutely.
Layer upon layer. So I'm adding layers.
My issue this week was counting. I couldn't count to 6.
Okay, count for me. Let's try it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's new math.
Yeah. It's the Common Core, apparently.
So where did that come into play?
Well, here is, do you see here, this is what the cable is supposed to look like. You see how tiny that little one, that twist is? I'll show you. I'm not fixing it.
No. I don't think anybody's, that's going to be in your shoe.
Exactly. You see that bottom
Oh, no, that's the
cable
top.
twist? No, this is the bottom.
Oh, okay.
That's the toe. You see that little bottom cable twist?
Let's see. Right. Wait, where's my finger? Here?
Yeah, right there. So I finally was like, I'm going to have to use a row counter because I can't It was infuriating.
Well, the smaller the stitches, the easier it is to count.
Definitely. So, I mean, it's not like, it like ruined my day or anything, but I was like, are you kidding me? I can't even count to 6. Like, I don't even have the brain capacity to count to 6 anymore.
And I think that's it. Just sometimes you're off your game, and it would be better in those times to do something that's stockinette and not have to think. But sometimes we don't recognize we're not on our game until we, knit the same row 12 times.
Exactly. What about gilding the lily? Have you gilded the lily?
Got some yarn to finish up the Colorwork cowl. I'll be adding a little bit more of the. I decided that the background I want to have all be the same color, so I ordered quite a few more of the gray to hold those scraps together. So maybe it defeats the purpose of using scraps if you have to order more yarn to put them together. But,
possibly,
yeah. But I'm loving how it's turning out. To me, it was worth it to add that.
Well, good.
Was there one other thing? Oh, I know. In my baggie these are the circles I've done this week to add to my, I get them this far done, and then the last gray row is a joining row. And so I do that at the end. But I got this really beautiful hook.
Never mind.
Let's see. Isn't that gorgeous? It's ebony wood. I've got a thing for ebony. Oh. There is a crochet hook called Furls that's over $100. Well, it's between $90 and $100 and some dollars, depending on the wood you get. It is ergonomically designed for your hand. Okay, now I don't know that this is in the same category, but it's very similar, and it's $25.
Wow.
And so I thought, let's try it and see if I even enjoy. The idea is that you don't cramp your hands as much because it is made to be loosely gripped around the bigger parts, so you're not squeezing in against a tiny metal hook. So I just began using it, so I can't really say that it has changed my life or anything, but it is so amazingly beautiful, and I'm going to let you touch it because I want you to show them the beautiful face that you're gonna, how beautiful it feels with your face, right? So good. Yeah, it does feel fabulous, doesn't it?
It does.
So this is from Unraveled You, E-W-E.
Of course.
Yeah. And they make them in all different kinds of woods, and I wanted to break for one moment and be like the other fancy podcasters that show you things like, Dawn and James, they're always popping through and showing you something. So I'm going to show you something. And I want to show you the other color woods that these come in. Isn't that lovely?
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And so when you pop on to order from Unraveled You, and it came in a timely manner. I don't know if they make them. It didn't come in 2 days kind of a thing. But here they're showing they make them in pink ivory, African blackwood, bloodwood, and olive wood. This is the African blackwood, I guess. Or no, this is the hand-turned ebony because I bought ebony. So it was not even what I showed you. That's right. It's $25. Nice people, and I think it's a lovely hook. But these are things that even if it's someone else's favorite hook, it may not be your favorite hook. So you just have to try.
That's true.
And when I was looking on Etsy this morning, there are quite a few vendors doing some very luxurious crochet hooks. So if you are a crocheter, this might be a fun gift for somebody to do for $25. That's a pretty nice gift, I think.
Yeah. My It's a Good Thing is stitch markers. The Pagona shawl uses a ton of stitch markers.
Do we ever get tired of stitch markers now?
No, we don't. And I'm trying to think, for every triangular area, there were like 6 stitch markers.
Wow.
And there are 2, 4, 5. So there are like 30 stitch markers on this one shawl going. And I'm sure that there are other shawls that use a ton more. But just having a lot of stitch markers, don't be afraid to use them. Don't be ashamed.
And I use them between each repeat.
Very smart.
That way I don't get very far before I realize I'm off. If I get to the end of the repeat, I'm throwing stitches off again. I'm going to put this down before I ruin it. But you don't get but just to the end of a repeat before you realize you've got a problem and you can go back and fix it. So I like that.
Yes. Let's talk. Oh, Sophie. I'm sorry. Let's talk about our contest that we have going. Oh, it's not really a contest. It's a giveaway.
Are we doing It's a Good Thing first?
We already did. Oh, no, you haven't done.
I didn't do my good thing.
Okay,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I did my Gilding the Lily.
Okay.
That was the hook.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to mention that one thing I found very useful this week. I'm going to give you a link to it in the notes, but it is a website called knittingobsession.com. Knitting Obsession. And what she had, I'm going to link to, is a wonderful description talking about the difference between intarsia and Fair Isle, and how to read the chart. It confirmed yet the difference between doing a flat piece and a piece in the round, of how you read the chart. And she has links to things that help. And she also does one on lace knitting, which I'm going to the next time I do a lace project, which I think I'm going to try that with Spring Pines again.
Okay.
And see if I can get it to turn out. It's going to bug me till I get it right. But I'm going to put that in there as a resource for you guys. And if any of you are deciding you want to tackle some color work, there's actually some really fun like ornaments and things that you can do, very small size, that you might want to look at this first and just get a good overview of exactly what you're doing and the basic principle before you dive into something and realize you're not reading charts correctly.
Little things.
Yeah, so I'll share that. It is my good thing this week, though.
Awesome.
Okay, now the contest.
Giveaways. Yay.
What are we giving away?
Well, for the month of November and December, we're focusing on family and thankfulness.
We are.
And so we want to hear in our Ravelry group, we have a thread set up.
Do you know the episode that got deleted?
Yeah.
There were approximately 6 interruptions in that one.
That's okay.
Where I actually had to get up and go take care of something.
It's true.
It was so fun to
Oh,
edit.
goodness. I'm sure. So I have a thread set up already, and we already have people who are posting in it.
Yay.
So we want to hear, hi, baby cakes. You want to come? Okay. You have to turn down your show. Hi. You smell like chips.
Clay chippies.
You ate chippies? Okay. So
Those kind of chippies.
those ones, yummy. So we want to hear about any holiday family traditions that you have, and or what you are thankful for. So you tell us, why don't you share something that you're thankful for right now?
I'm really thankful that our house is proceeding into the sold category.
Yes.
Very thankful for that. That's been a long wait. How about you?
For me, I'm really thankful that I'm able to make a difference in people's life.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
My mom's mom, my maternal grandmother, and just, making days that are like, yesterday was a hard day for her. She wasn't feeling good and she wasn't very happy, and I was able to go in and make it a good day for her. So, I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah.
So,
And it's okay to be thankful for little things too, even if
Absolutely.
it's just the smell of something baking in your kitchen, or the fact that you don't have to cook this year. Maybe somebody else is cooking for you.
Hello.
Or, leading thankful lives. Okay, now did you see the Amy Beth's Fat Squirrels episode where she talked, her chiropractor, I think, was telling her about the benefit of thankfulness?
oh, really?
Maybe I'm rewriting. She always talks about how she rewrites things in her. I might be rewriting it, but I think it added to your, was it positive endorphins? And see, now I might be misquoting her.
Yeah.
I'm misquoting Amy Beth's misquote by saying you will be a healthier person if you're thankful. It had to do with your immune system, maybe?
Absolutely.
Did you see that one?
No, but I've heard that before.
Okay. So being a thankful person is not only good for your head, it's good for your whole body. Makes you a healthier person. And you can kind of see where the more upset you are, the more things hurt and that kind of
Right.
thing too. So
It's
it's a good. And can we also include recipes if you have
Yeah.
a good recipe that you enjoy sharing during this season of thankfulness? Please share it. That would be a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got a crafty idea. Maybe you do something kind. Do you go? Maybe you go and you help serve meals to people who are hungry, or maybe you give a turkey to a needy family, or maybe you have some other tradition that enhances the thankfulness of the season. I think that would be wonderful to just have lots of different kinds of things.
Let's see. The contest goes through December 28th, and the winner will receive a drawstring bag and notion set from Chicken Soup Designs.
Do we not love Chicken Soup Designs? How many bags do I have from her? I think I have 2 or 3 bags and about 12 in my cart on Etsy.
So here is the drawstring bag. It's folded in half, so it's actually twice this size. And then here is the notions bag, which is adorable. Hello.
Okay, and next time, I hate to say it, but next time we're going to open that up so they can see it.
Well, I wanted to keep it nice and pristine for them.
I know.
I don't want to open it up, though.
We'll open it up next time. Because she needs to get the full value for her generous donation so people can really see how lovely her bags are.
Okay, I just don't want to handle it too much.
I'm not going to lick it.
Oh, well,
this is the no licking episode.
All right.
So I will not lick the prizes.
Okay.
I promise this time, but only this time is all I can guarantee. In the future, there may be prize licking involved.
As always, you must be a member of our group to win. And there is 1 post per person. You can put as much as you want into that 1 post. You can edit it and add more as you think of things. But just 1 post per person, please. And the winner will be chosen by random number generator.
Yes.
And then we will send it out to you. I've been getting out prizes quick. So
the corporate we being, she's been doing it. She's fantastic at it. Do we have any iTunes reviews?
We have ones in the UK, but I have not figured out how to get to them yet. James, Dancing Geek, he sent me a link on how to do it, but I haven't been able to actually get to them yet.
We have a UK review.
We have 2 of them, I believe, or 3.
2?
Yes.
Okay, I think that it's not a complete episode unless I get a dance. And this will be in honor of the first UK review, which we will announce next week.
Yes. Hold on,
I hear everyone chanting, dance, 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 dance.
Oh, I feel it.
Oh, you know what?
I feel it. What?
Sometime, Dancing Geek, you and Brianne need to Skype a dance.
We need to do this.
A Skyped dance. I haven't seen him dance, but I hear he can.
Well, we should get this worked on then. Okay. That was a lovely song, by the way.
You know, you won't believe this, but I just made that up.
Oh, my word.
I know.
I thought to myself, surely she's been working on this song for weeks.
No, the Branson show image is just all over me right now.
It's true.
I'm feeling it. So.
It's true.
We'll have to figure out how to do that. That's really fun. And I hate to have them miss out.
I know. Yeah. So in any case.
Especially since we adopted Whilst, right?
We adopted that in the bin.
Yeah, we put a lot of things in the bin this week. There'll be more things in the bin.
That's right. As we are cleaning and purging and packing, lots of things are going in the bin.
And I wonder what they all been doing whilst we've been podcasting.
Yes.
Have you been knitting and sipping tea with your little fingers up?
What have you been doing?
What do people in the UK do while they're watching a podcast? Is it different than what the United States people do? Do we lasso things in the US and they drink tea?
I'm sure that's it. Yes. I'm sure.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining. Goodness. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here today. Thank you for being our friends and for talking with us and answering back. We hope you're answering back. We want to hear what you have to say. Yeah. So anyways, just remember, until we see you again, you are Knitworthy. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
But you, O Lord, are a shield around me, my glory, the one who lifts my head. Psalm 3:3.